apparently adult parents are going to tantrum parties so that they can let out their emotional aggression, because apparently regulating your emotions is now a bad thing.
What does that even mean, a tantrum party?
Well, actually, I'm going to play this video first. This is not about the tantrum parties, but this is another woman who's like a guru in the industry. So let's listen to what she has to say about this, and then we'll get back.
If anyone calls himself a guru, you should ignore everything.
I don't think she actually used that word, but it's actually worse. Good. I think you're going to laugh. So here we go.
List of ways you can release your rage on a weekly basis.
Guns.
My name is Ani. I'm a somatic and vocal release practitioner.
She's a
trauma-informed certified life coach.
Or, you know, is she about to scream?
Let's
MMA
no. Let's listen back to what she just described herself as again.
I'm a somatic and vocal release practitioner, trauma-informed certified life coach with an MSW. I've been studying trauma for over 11 years, and I've been using my voice for over 16 years. The most important
I've been using my voice for 27. Get on my level.
System is to use your body and to use your voice. This is so that we don't keep intellectualizing and just speaking about our experiences. Number one, what do kids do when they're angry or don't get what they want? That's right, they throw a tantrum. You are a fully grown adult and you're gonna say, what the fuck am I doing? This feels silly. No, throw a tantrum. And what do kids do when they throw a tantrum? They're stomping their feet and they're jumping up and down and they're screaming at the top of their lungs. They're using their body and they're using their voice, and they're getting that anger out of their system. And then once they're all tired out from their little tantrum that lasts maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, then they're ready for a snack and a nap. And
okay.
I screamed at my computer the other day. I didn't make a whole TikTok about it.
Did it do anything?
It made me feel better.
Okay.
Didn't fix the computer.
So you're already a subscriber to Guru Plus.
I guess so.
It says it is not it says if you can't beat them, join them. It's not a motto you usually apply to a toddler tantrum, but Julie Stepkowska is all for it.
She would look like that.
It's here's an image of her right there. It says it's why she started a business offering a safe space for adults to unleash, like they're at a rave or something. The idea of the tantrum party was inspired by talking to mothers about how our children have no fear or inhibitions in expressing their raw emotions, and we wish we could do that too. Maybe not in the middle of the supermarket, but somewhere safe where we could really feel it out. Thoughts?
I like how for years I've been hearing about how men aren't good at regulating their emotions because we tend to build it up and we get angry and then we want to hit stuff. And now they're just going, you know what, maybe the dudes were onto something the whole time. Maybe letting out your emotions by going to a shooting range or a boxing gym or a regular gym. Maybe that's a good plan, but no, instead it's I'm going to scream and stomp my feet.
Or maybe even the fact that, you know, stomping around and moving a lot is potentially releasing the same endorphins as if maybe, you know, hopped on a treadmill or picked up some weights.
They have those like rooms you can go to where you just destroy
rage
stuff.
Room,
rage rooms and stuff like that. And every one of them is run by somebody who looks like, you know, their husband is the one that makes the actual money, and this is kind of something they do in their free time. You know, I actually believe the world is run on that. I think that those businesses are extremely important.
There's at least 3 of them in our town.
That's what I'm saying. So the idea here is like, look, every town has the yarn store or the secondary craft market and all of these little businesses. They have those up in Frederick. There's all sorts of them. Thing is, like, none of them make enough money on their own to actually run themselves. They usually it's owned by somebody who's got a husband or maybe even a wife who has a job in, you know, I don't know, finance or something. But you need those businesses to keep the town center looking prim and proper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Susan with her various yarn collections selling for like 5 cents a foot.
It serves an important social purpose.
It does.
Just go to the gym.
So it says tantrum party. Tantrum party is an opportunity to get out of your head and into your body so that you can move heavy energy and also practice being present and connected with your internal world in a fun and supportive way. That doesn't mean anything.
Go to the gym. Go to the gym. That you're describing the gym. You're describing a group gym class.
I think what's most interesting about it is like, as my generation, as millennials get older, they kind of refuse to go into the same type of stoic adulthood that the generations before them tried to champion. Part of it is ignoring the idea of adulthood altogether and putting off adulthood and growing up, which I understand. I made tons of mistakes in my 20s and didn't really figure my life out until much, much later. I understand that. But it doesn't make sense to me. I guess it makes more sense to release your anger in a safe way on your own, but once you start monetizing it, it feels very weird to me.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like somebody... Classic. Look, I love market economies. I love capitalism, but there are some weird corners of it, and this sounds like somebody saw a market and took advantage.
That's what I always say. Is like there's always going to be somebody who wants to sell you something, and you can't hate the person for doing it. But maybe the idea then is to ask, why does this market exist now?
Yeah.
Why does this market exist now when it didn't in our parents' age?
There's a wait list for an online one. They're gonna have a Zoom one.
Yep.
That's insane.
Like in that case, just yell yourself at home.
Yeah, like old man screams at cloud. Like,
yeah. I mean, that's literally gonna be me.
You know what? Like if you and I were really stressed out about something and we both needed to let off some steam, you know what I'd say? I'd be like, you know what? Let's go find a boxing gym and just beat the crap out of each other for a little bit. Yeah. We're gonna feel better.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, maybe it's just not having hobbies.
I think that's a big part of it.
Like to me, I get a great benefit from going out and skating when I'm in a bad mood and getting any type of like really, really good physical exercise. It forces me to challenge myself physically and mentally, and then I come home in a different headspace than I went out in. It's the same if you go for a walk, go to the gym, work out. Any of those things help that, but it also, I think, ties to therapy culture. Yeah. And this desperate need Americans, well, I guess this isn't even America, this is Australia, that humans seem to have now in current year to categorize, label all of human ills or all of the things that we feel that seem outside the norm, and then give it a name, give it a label so they can explain it, either because they think that will help, or worse than anything, I think, to excuse bad behavior in a lot of ways.
I think we've been enabled. I think... Things get granularly weird because things are good. Yeah. We are in such good time now. Keep in mind, people are struggling. There's no doubt about that. There are plenty of people out there that are struggling, but on the whole, like, society itself has a bottom level that is above the top level for most of human history.
Like America is the only country where you can find fat, poor people.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like things on the whole are better than they ever have been. There are people who are suffering badly, and I don't want them to, and let's like find ways to prevent that from happening. But I think when people on the whole are not doing like terribly hard, life is generally pretty mundane, they're gonna start making bigger deals of smaller things.
Is that what it is then? Is it the monotony we feel because life is just easier than it used to be? Even if you're financially struggling, you're not hunting for food?
Think about some of the most important films of the 90s. Like Fight Club.
I was literally saying, they all deconstructed like the American dream.
Matrix, Fight Club,
American Beauty.
American Beauty was the one I was just trying to think of. Yeah,
they called into question suburbia and all its richness.
And then what was Office Space? Yeah, all of these things where it's like things are so good, they're mundane. Yeah. We need something.
Oh yeah, people like watch Office Space now. They're like, a 401k?
Yeah.
40 hours a week? Are you kidding me? Like, all that's bad is the printer sucks? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. You can't really make those movies now because they wouldn't resonate with the culture. Sadly, they'll probably try to remake it as like a gig economy movie where somebody is like an Uber driver.
Yeah, probably.
But the point is like the struggles of the 2000s, that's not even that long ago. Like the struggles of 1999 to 2007 are vastly different than they are now. Another way to tell is like watch old TV shows. You don't see the like people that have to go to the hospital in old TV shows don't quarry about medical bills because insurance was generally cheaper and more accessible back then. Now, if you do a show about any type of medical show, they have to do topics that relate to the unaffordability of insurance.
It's also crazy how much security has changed. Yeah. Like now going into a hospital, it's not uncommon to have to walk through a metal detector, let alone anything in an airport or anything like that. But it's crazy looking back in the 90s when nothing.
I talk about that with skating a lot because growing up skating, it wasn't at skate parks. It was at businesses. You're skating rails and ledges at businesses. There were no cameras at any of those businesses, not for the most part. Like maybe some of them, if it was like a tech company, there might have been security cameras out front, or if it was like we would go skate at 3M a lot over by us, and like there was security cameras everywhere there. Yeah. Science, patents, important things, right? But in general, you went and skated at any other business, and it was just, unless a security guard walked by, for the most part, you got away with it. That's not the case anymore.
And they also didn't have the rivets on everything to prevent you from being able to grind all over
sadly,
the rails.
Like 6 years ago, I was walking around campus at Penn State shirtless and drunk off my ass in a building,
As
and a
one
security
does.
guard walked by and was just like, "What's up?" And I was like, nothing much. That was the interaction. Now I'm like, I would have been arrested.
Yep.
I would have been arrested, and they'd want to know everything I was doing. Like,
I would just say, like, does anybody feel like this would lean heavily more male or female?
In what way?
Like, who's more likely
tantrum
to
parties?
use the tantrum?
oh, women. Because a guy is gonna just beat something up.
Yeah.
Even if it's himself.
Even if it's himself, like, I'll punch a wall, man. I punched a hole in a wall in college. That probably wasn't good emotional regulation, but it felt good until my hand hurt.
Yes.
You've gotten better.
I've gotten better. Now I punch pillows.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's better for your hand.
Forethought.
But like, that's the thing is, I've got my little office at home. That's where most of my stress happens. And when the stress
It's just
happens, what I
padded
do,
on all the walls.
I
Basically,
take
yeah.
a pillow and I whack my couch with the pillow until I feel better.
Yep. He's got his little stress box.
Yeah.
And that's where it stays.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.